G'day fellas and welcome to Patch Day. A big patch for Age of Empires 4 has just dropped and we're going to be going through it in this video. Now before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of this video where there is quite a bit of balance changes, let's just take a look at the win rates that have just dropped on the AoE 4 World website for the previous patch. When I say the previous patch, that's the patch that you would have been playing a game on 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. This patch has literally just dropped within the last 2 minutes. That's how fresh out of the oven this bad boy is. But have a look at these numbers. Interestingly, in the green, now this is specifically for Conqueror players and above, in the green, we don't see any civilizations that you would suspect. The Knights Templar actually the lowest civilization, the House of Lancaster the fourth lowest. So a little bit of a surprise. Now I guess one thing to note is that realistically we've got some pretty good sample sizes here, but at the same time look at the percentage of games that are being played here. This is a huge amount, so it's probably going to be skewed in the sense that this number might actually be quite a bit lower in the sense that you're going to be having those Knights Templar mirrors. Actually, no, now that I think about it, it'd probably be... I'm not going to math it out. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it there. Let's get into the patch notes and take a look at what we've got. So, new event and game mode. We've got Conquest event. Gives you a couple new portraits, a new coat of arms, and new monuments, which is very nice. We love this trebuchet monument right here. And we've got a new game mode for the Conqueror's Cache. Battle for control in Season 10's new game mode, fight for control over the Conqueror's Cache and the Conqueror's Bounty. The longer you hold one, the more you'll be rewarded. Over time, the hill will upgrade and provide stronger and more devastating rewards to unleash on your opponents. Be careful not to lose your hold on the cache, as having to take the point again will mean you'll need to build up the hill's level. So there you go. That's one of the new additions in the patch. But let's get into the good stuff. Let's take a look at the changes. AI updates, we're not interested. Hotkeys, we're not interested. Maps, what do you got for us in the maps? We're not interested. A couple of changes to Enlightened Horizon. Carmel as well. Hold on. For large deer, 2 deer packs of 10 appear for each player instead of 3 packs of 7. So a slight reduction in the amount of deer, but a stupid amount of deer in the first place. Large deer packs avoid spawning next to each other and will distribute more evenly on the map. So that's a good little change for Carmel as well. And then Enlightened Horizon, what do we get? Closest berry patch has been removed for each player. Additional berry patch spawn behind the player's base next to their deer. Sacred sites are spaced out further away from each other. Neutral's market has been replaced with an abandoned outpost, and oh, that's an interesting change. And a gold vein, a market, and a wolf's den will now spawn at the far edges of the map. Relic spawn count corrected for FFAs, and relics have been tuned to distribute more fairly. Interesting. They're kind of using this as like the test map, I guess, is realistically where the app for it. So anyway, let's get into the good stuff. Come on, this is what we're waiting for. The balance, the bug fixes. Let's just go straight down. General changes and bug fixes. Minimizing a ranked lobby page no longer reveals opponents' names. That old trick. They fixed it up already. Using a taunt in a ranked lobby no longer reveals player names to opponents. Very good. Fix a potential crash in the Agincourt historical battle. Fix a soft lock that would occur if a player disconnected then reconnected during the lobby countdown. Game now correctly detects these graphics cards with the latest drivers, and fixed a crash that rarely occurred when playing larger player matches with certain civilizations. Dropping a carcass with scouts while being hit or delivering a hit will no longer prevent you from being able to pick up the carcass with that scout again, and fixed an issue where the pit mine text description displayed outdated information. So just some very basic stuff. Now let's get into the good stuff. Finally, I tell you what, I feel like I've said that 6 times already in this video. We've been getting to the good stuff for a while now, but this is the actual good stuff here. Let me take a quick swig of my drink. Water is the drink of the day here. Give me a second here. That's good. That's good water. It's not that good. It's room temperature. Sprinkled. Range reduced. Oh, by the way, it's quite late for me at the moment. It's 4 a.m. in the morning, and I woke up at 4 a.m. yesterday, so I've been awake for 24 hours, so apologies if I'm missing any beats. Sprinkled. Range reduced from 8 to 7.5. Range resistance reduced from 60 to 55%. So definitely a bit of a nerf here. It might not seem like much, but you can definitely notice the difference between these two numbers. Fishing boat shoreline fish gather rate reduced from 0.7 to 0.65 and 0.8 to 0.75 on the deep water. And the AI players will now be more aggressive after small scale attacks if their squad is almost lost. Okay. Caster mode. Hold on. Caster mode UI has panels underneath the tech progress bars showing the current unit number and the unit. Did they not have that before? Did they just add that in? Like, wait, what? Hold on. Oh, the caster mode UI now has panels underneath the tech progress bar showing the current unit number and unit cap for scholars garrisoned, prelates, black riders, imperial officials, bannermen, and lords of Lancaster. Did they never have that? I don't remember if they didn't have that. Surely we had imperial officials. No, we didn't. This is new. Yo, why are we getting caster modes updates? I mean, I'm not going to complain. I'm confused. I thought Christmas already came. What are you guys doing? Thank you. We'll take it. Hey, we will take it. Overview statistics card. So I think that's in the bottom left-hand corner in caster mode. No longer swaps player numbers. Okay, we got bug fixes on caster mode before GTA 6? Damn, you guys are popping off. All right, Civ-specific changes. System cost, slightly reduced. Chinese Grenadier cost has been reduced. Finally, I don't know why this hasn't been reduced sooner. This just feels like the Grenadier has just been useless for so long. Ever since that big change that they did, where I said, like, hey, you're making the Grenadier useless. They made the Grenadier useless. No one ever built the Grenadier ever again. So good that you guys are finally changing it. It's taken about 2 years for us to get to this stage, but hopefully we actually get to see a bit more viability for the unit now. I suspect we've got these changes for the Jussi legacy. Updated the buff indicator for achieving the Yuan dynasty to more clearly describe the benefit. Is it not just 15% movement speed? Maybe it's not. Delhi Sultanate. Howdah effect decrease from 30% to the 25%. Armored Beast effect decrease from 25 to 20%. Professional Scouts research time increased by almost 100 seconds. And Scholar cost increased from 130 to 135 gold. Dome of the Faith updated as well. Massive nerfs to Delhi right there. How are they even doing on the win percentage? 53.8. I guess they were doing relatively well. That's, I mean... It's hard to know, right? Like, because if you look at these, right, you can say, okay, we only want to see Conqueror 4, which is, I think, pretty much everybody above, like, well and truly above Conqueror 3. The first and foremost, like, the numbers are just too small. You can't be really analyzing 66 games. But even if you could, why are the Japanese at 68.2% win rate? Oh, gosh, that's excessive. I mean, it's probably, is it just, like, Beastie and Marine Lord just playing the Japanese, skewing that for everybody else? It could be. House of Lancaster, 44% win rate, though, by the way. Holy Roman English, 39%. I mean, there's more than 100 games. You got to remember that. Like, there's got to be something to the data here. But we'll move it back over to the Conqueror for now. And, yeah, for the moment, you can see Delhi Sultanate up here. I kind of like doing patch review together with, like, the win rates, just to get a bit of an idea on how much that's influencing. I suspect not a whole lot, but... Holy Roman Empire fixed an issue where the Burgrave charge bonus was incorrectly displayed on ranged infantry units. Japanese Yumi Ashigaru cost reduced. Bro, they're nerfing rather buffing the Yumi Ashigaru when the Japanese is in this state. That's what our videos are going to be about now. They're all just going to be like, you're buffing the Japanese? Sorry. The Malians, Musofadi warrior cost reduced 50-30 to 45-30, and fixed the Malian trading post exploit as reported by the community. Thank you for the repro steps. And the Mongols monastic shrine technology now available in the Castle Age. Whistling arrows has had its cost reduced. Improved version has also had its stone reduced and the research time. Additional torches has also had its cost reduced, so big Mongol improvements, or rather buffs right here. And raid bounty as well, cost reduced as well. Wow, look at this. These are significant amounts that are coming through. Fixed an exploit allowing Mongols to get more resources from the Wolf's Den than intended, and fixed a bug where the Mongol raid bounty bonus was only providing resources when destroying a building with torches, instead of simply igniting it with torches. These are big buffs. Now, these are all... They're not... I shouldn't say they're big buffs, but I mean, they are, right? It's promoting the Mongols to play a lot more aggressive. Every single one of these is like, hey... Go and attack, go and attack, go and attack. That's what all of these are doing. So it's basically promoting you to attack sooner, attack more often in the games that you're playing. And I like that. I think that makes sense. The Mongols, their identity is very much being aggressive and just chilling out, having a good time, not where they want the Mongols to be. Or at least not as often. So definitely makes sense. Ottomans, their unique unit available from the Vizier system, the Akinji, has had the cost reduced from 90 food, 80 wood to 80 food, 80 wood. We've seen a lot of these cost reductions, very slight cost reductions. 5 food here. I think we've got another 5 food up here. Technically 5 gold over there. Just very, very slight. And here we've got a 10 food reduction and production time decreased by a slight amount. We've also got the Lodger fishing ship, which is also going to get its gather rate reduced, which definitely makes a lot of sense. Very powerful. And variant civ changes. Okay, this is what we were waiting for. Okay, all right. There's some good stuff in here. Okay. House of Lancaster. Lancaster Castle can no longer be placed within 8 tiles of an enemy capital town center. Rest in peace. Sorry, Faye. Not able to do it anymore. Demi-Lancer charge attack decreased from 16 to 12. Currently, it's higher than the Castle Age charge attack. Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. Yeoman cost increase from 45 food and 45 wood to 50 food and 45 wood. It's a small amount, but it's probably going to be noticeable over the course of a game and slightly reduce the speed of synchronized shot projectiles. Now, I just want to say within the context of win rates, how do you justify that? I mean, it's a 48.4% win rate. Wait, why is it? Oh, you know why? I'm just looking at all these win rates and wondering, why are they all so high? Like, if you look at them here, and the reality is because the Knights Templar have got a very low win rate, and they've got so many games played, and it's the same thing for the House of Lancaster, so they're going to be weighing down this bottom side a lot more than they will on the top side. That's typically how it's going to be. So you can have pretty much everybody in the green except for the 2 big guys. And that makes sense. But it also indicates that... I think it probably works out to House of Lancaster being probably close to balanced. Because there's going to be good players that are playing it and bad players that are playing it. So, and everyone's kind of getting lumped in together where it's Conqueror together. And you got to remember, the difference between like a Conqueror 1 and a Conqueror 3 is huge, right? A Conqueror 3 is going to beat a Conqueror 1 95% of the time. But at the same time, you take like a 2K Raider player against a Conqueror 3, and that's like a baseline Conqueror 3, and they're going to beat them 95% of the time. And then you take a Beastie and put them against a 2K player, they're going to beat them 95% of the time. So there's so many different levels within Conqueror in the first place that it's like the difference between Conqueror 1 and like Beastie, as an example, would be the same difference between Bronze and Conqueror itself. It's so massive, the difference. So it's kind of hard to rely on statistics like that, and you kind of got to just go off the vibes of it. Knights Templar. Base villager wood income reduced from 0.65 to 0.63. Elite Hospitaller Knight. Armor decreased. Why are you nerfing the Hospitaller Knight, bro? Not once has anybody ever gone for Hospitaller Knights. Health decreased as... What? Where are the games with the Hospitaller Knights popping off? I've not ever seen one. Please don't tell me you didn't touch the Cav. No way, dude. Sergeant damage increased. Okay, 9 to 10, 11 to 12, 13 to 14. Genitor range increased from 6 to 6.5. Okay, that's good. Heavy spearman bonus versus elephant increased from 5 to 8 to 6 to 10. Condottiero, damage reduction from gunpowder increased from 20 to 33%. Armor increased from 1 +1 +1 to 2 3. That's actually quite good. That's a lot of armor. And Hospitaller Knight is now correctly selected alongside military units and not as a religious unit. Okay, I mean... I didn't know the Hospitaller Knight was that strong. The fact that they're nerfing it really indicates that somebody said something and they got upset and were like, we gotta nerf this. We gotta bring this bad boy back down to earth here. And yeah, I wonder what it was, because I think we only ever casted like 1 or 2 games with the Knights Hospitaller, with the exception of like the one game that I casted with, or one of the games that I casted with Winston. So this is a really curious thing. I think with regard to like nerfs and buffs and the vibes of it, with regard to the Knights Templar and the House of Lancaster, first and foremost, new civilizations, it's going to take time for us to work out exactly what their balance is and how to play them. That's another factor. It's going to take time for us to work that out. Obviously, they came out of the blocks and everyone's like, they're absolutely busted. I never really got that impression. I think initially the House of Lancaster definitely was absolutely broken, but like in this second round, they've seemed pretty fair to me, but I guess I'm a House of Lancaster main, so it's a bit different. But I'm curious to see where this falls, because there's overall you'd have to say that there's a slight nerf, but then for the most part it's just been buffs on those unique units. Heavy spearmen, like all 4 of these are getting buffed now as well, so definitely increases their strength quite a bit in that regard. But overall, I think I'm curious to see how this falls and what your thoughts are, what the wider community's thoughts are on this, because I'm confident that people wouldn't have expected this, right? Like, you know what you would have expected? You would have expected to see this right here. This is the patch. Actually, that's not the patch. Where's the patch? Let me have a look here. Is it this one right here? Knights Templar? No, it's this one right here. That's the one. 58.1% win rate on the House of Lancaster above the Conqueror level. Let's go to like the Diamond level right here. 500 games, 57.3. See, that's more what I would be expecting the House of Lancaster to be. And it's obviously not. What else have we got? Zushi. We've got the Grenadier that's had its cost reduced and range increased. And that is it. Oh, and then we've got the Investigation. We're aware of an issue crashing the quick match search function to fail when certain conditions are met. We're actively working on a fix and appreciate the reports, and aware of a bug causing the Knights Templar Kingdom of France Commandery to extend to naval units, and are working on a fix. Okay, so overall, I don't really know what to say about this patch and whether or not it's in the right direction or not, because it's like the win rates have come out and it doesn't really align with what your expectations are. Like, my expectations were that Lancaster, Knights Templar are probably going to be towards like the top side of it, but very clearly they're not. And how much of that is weighted by the fact that there's just so many people playing those civilizations right now? I'm not too sure, but it's one of those things that we're just going to have to wait and we're just going to have to see how it goes. I think at the end of the day, you guys should probably be happy with this. Like, these are still nerfs, but I think the one thing is that there's still some elephants in the room. We'll say that much, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm curious to see how the cards, how everything falls over the next couple of weeks, because I suspect we're probably not going to get a patch for a while now. Maybe another 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month or so before our next patch, and this will probably settle for quite some time. And the beta is obviously going to shift as well. But yeah, hopefully we'll see how it goes. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Of course, the link is in the description to this this patch notes. If you want to get your hands on them, then yeah, feel free to do that. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for watching.